Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits. Guess it's true. Fallbrook really is the best-kept secret in all of Monarch. We're a leisurely stopover for the more adventurous spacefaring traveler. Man, oh man, it has been a blue moon since I had to break out the hook'em spiel. Allow me to paint a picture in your mind. A parcel of pure paradise nestled beneath a waterfall within a mountain. Sublight owned and run, so you know you're safe while you're breaking the laws. I am here to anticipate and facilitate your... No reservation, no problem. Day trippers are always welcome in our saloon. Check in with Ms. Malin. You're looking for Ms. Malin. On an errand for the boss lady? That sounds ominous, yeah. Ms. Malin won't like that a whit. She's not but just down the way. 10 to 1 says she's either pouring drinks or skinning a sprat in the saloon. Word to the wise, Ms. Malin don't take kindly to interlopers. When I... Swell. We like quick-on-the-draw types like you. Ms. Malin can let you one if you're interested.
Battery levels are fully charged. Thank you, customer. Sam, merciless on germs.
Time for a round of whist. Or a round of whiskey. Or both.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
Take a gander at that mug. I ain't ever seen someone so adept looking mild.
Watch yourself, Captain. This guy's got eyes like a sprat set on stealing your...
Oh, now, come on. All I mean is, you don't seem like the usual pigeons we pluck. Say, I'd like to do you a favor. Might I interest you in a surefire scheme? It's no flattery when it's true. Pure and simple, it's like this. I run our drug delivery service. Recently, I had the genius idea to cut... See? I know a fellow genius when I clap eyes on him. Too right you are. Only problem is my sprat carriers ain't arrived from their latest run. As I was saying, you look more capable than most of the hoople heads around these parts. In return, I'll cut you 5% of the profit. I run my sprat carriers back and forth through the shipping tunnels near the water. Good luck. And don't get any ideas about pilfering the drugs for you. Hit me. Officially, I keep the books for Miss Malin, provide loans to the Byzantium Gold Blue. Speaking of, might I interest you in a purchase? A shrewd decision. Here's your starter pack and your drink voucher. Wow. You're either an extremely important person, or slated for a slow and torturous death. Either way, you'll find Miss Catherine Malin straight back in Malin's House of Hospitality. Was that sarcasm? I'm going to assume it was not. If it's... My sprat carriers scurry back and forth through the shipping tunnels. Any trail ought to start there. Got... Hit.
No, but thank you. I'm quite all right as I am. Oh, you're still here. I said I don't require anything at this time. Run along now. Deal? A rather bad one indeed. The fella swore Fallbrook was unrivaled in its leisurely pursuits. And now that I've run dry, or nearly so, the fellas have abandoned me back to Byzantium. You wouldn't leave a friend in need, I'm sure. Don't suppose I could just ask you to scram. Can't fathom why you'd go searching her out, but it's your neck on the noose.
Want to make a run with me to Stella Bay? Boss lady told me to take it off.
I'm beat. Just got back from delivering to that house with a strange family.
From me? Got splotches of blood on him?
Yep. Oddest thing. They started ordering cans of Borstwurst, but only if they come from the C&P factory.
Makes you wonder what the secret ingredient is.
Entering quiet mode.
Hungry? I'm famished. No rubbernecking.
No refunds, no exchanges, no... If you bloody it, you buy it. Store... Town sublight owned and run. The one you want to avoid pissing off the most is Catherine. Yeah, and? Do I look like the city planner? But now that you mention it, I reckon she had her reasons to hide us. We got smugglers, outlaws, mavericks, and Byzantium socialites flying in and out of Fallbrook all the time. It might be that you're right. But I got no reason to trust you with the truth, now do I? Ask me again if you're standing with Sublight and proves...
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of mind. Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you. So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special on dismemberment policies. Buy one, get one half off. Plenty. As my boss likes to say, there's a policy for every situation and an exclusion for every policy. We've insured unusually expressive eyebrows, outrageous statements, disastrous marriages. Usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares. That policy is almost exclusively for our corporate clientele. In the unlikely event they make a claim about a product that turns out to be less than accurate, they need some kind of protection against the damage to their sales and reputation. Those are mostly for top-rungers in Byzantium who have a lot of social and financial capital wrapped up in their marriage contracts. There's one for your beloved eloping with your sibling, your beloved eloping with their sibling, scandalous rumors forcing you apart, the revelation of a secret love child. We try to cover every possible hazard to domestic bliss. One thing's for sure. You won't find better policy protection against sudden lunar implosions anywhere in Halcyon. We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium. Oh, it's certainly not about what I say.
You don't look like a smuggler nor a dandy. Catherine sent you back here? On second thought, it's best if I don't... What's your order? No, I don't have any... Ugh. If it's only a drink you're after. This here's the ante up, where you place your bets. Tossball, autoloader races, card games, you name it. We'll both break your legs if you lose, then shirk on paying. This is the ante up, all right, but we don't serve drinks. Hate to break it to you, but Nelson Mason's a con man. Try Yvonne upstairs if you're looking for a swill.
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land.
Catherine, you're as welcoming as ever.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise. You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening. If it's one that don't mind getting dirty, then I sure do. But how am I to know whether you're reliable, if not fully trustworthy? That you won't ever do. But I like your style, so I'm willing to take a risk. We'll consider it a trial run. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of Monarch, he's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me. If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. Might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Hit him where it hurts. In his gut, or his production lines ought to make do. Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery. Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. Then I'd say you might... It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive, but for me and you, I'm sure. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the Dry Goods and Sundry building. He ought to have an employee ID in that stash of illicit goods he keeps for select clientele. May luck be with you. How's... Sure. I take it you don't have a reservation. The VIP room's charged by the night. But for you, I'll make it a one-time fee. Got a feeling you'll make me a fine investment. Marvelous. Do take care of the place. Maid service won't clean after a murder. Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the Northern Bridge. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you handsomely. And I'll thank you Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia. All right. One of my runners uncovered a cache of Alta Vitae gas, left in a lab when the board abandoned Cascadia. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Meaning safe for me and my crew, seeing as it ain't us undertaking the risk. I do like your gumption, but let's not be hasty. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through or figure out some other way to exterminate them.
And will again. We ought to be taking any opportunity we get to bury those...
Direct and aggressive. I always did like your sensibilities.
Crews are for ships. They were a family.
Close enough. Now, after you clear the manti nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills. Or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an extremely volatile nature? Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. Use the passcode Antediluvian on the terminal to get in. Best of luck, Fixer. How...
Catherine's great, ain't she? She'll pull you out of the sulfur, so long as you don't mind being in her debt.
Self-sanitization needed. Alert! Self-sanitization needed.
Always imagined Fallbrook would be... fancier.
Can I help you? Don't think we've spoken before. I would remember. You look, well, I wouldn't forget what you're wearing, no. Most of the freshies spend their first night in the saloon. Fresh to Fallbrook, I mean. Me? I've been here going on 3 days now. I'm real friendly. Figure I've talked up everyone in town by now. But not you yet. Every day I've been here has been my lucky day. Aside from a close call during my wilderness hike, it's been a grand adventure. You heard that right. Wilderness almost got me pushing up daisies. To outrun him, I had to ditch my bag. All the bit cards from my winnings were weighing it down. A shame, cause it was my favorite gun tote. Well, Captain Crowley wanted to take a pit stop. I'm the hired security, see? It's my first shore leave with the crew, and my maiden voyage before that. I can tell you it's been a real hoot. Ah, you wouldn't have heard of them. They're just a small pot of smugglers. So they hired on a merc. They didn't mind my being so talkative, or Captain Crowley, he does ask me to shut it sometimes. In fact, I probably shouldn't be flapping my gums about his crew at all. Captain warned us to take care around Devil's Peak. The bigger beasties tend to roam the slopes there. Mid-morning, I thought I'd try Fallbrook's self-guided wilderness hike. Scarcely made it back in one piece. Look for the horns and you can't miss it. Even I saw them when we flew overhead. Massive curved stone peaks if you want to get technical. They're a part of the mountain terrain. Right then. Then I'd like to answer it. Right then.
now.
If you're feeling like a civilized type, the waterfall's a good spot to wash your clothes.
Vacuum pack full. Emptying sack and replacing filter now. Detected! Object is tuned to be speckless. Sanitation and maintenance job fulfilled.
Look northwest. That ain't it, but marauders sometimes camp inside the buildings there. Steer clear unless you fancy getting shot. Westbound still. I'll let you know when we can start ascending. I call this Rotting River, on account of all the dead things I've thrown in it over the years. It'll take you into the Devil's Peak Caverns if you follow it under the bridge. That's one option. Other's the slope up. If you're up for some fun, let's chat.
Estimated cleaning time. Invasive contaminant detected. Congratulations, customer. Your SAM unit is performing at peak capacity.
caves back east are safest. We can head up this path if you want to shoot your way through a few nightmares on your way up.
Toxin neutralized.
Everyone all right?
Unexpected search.
One order of frickin' fan coming up. Subs
Fred, you say?
Warning!
on the job.
Blacksmith working.
Clean cycle set to industrial state. Plasma from that prototype back to memory. Sanitization incoming! Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized. Pollutant purified. Mega messy. Preparing for you.
That thing crashed a long time ago. It ain't gonna fly again, so don't go getting funny ideas.
Take out the trash.
To shreds, you say?
Sterling is this unit's middle name. Resuming passive mode.
Nice work, Captain.
Mean and ready to kill germs.
Used to be. You can get the best wine on Monarch here.
Dispensing body bags.
Here they come!
Sam cleans it up. Dust accumulation analysis. 10 years.
Proximity alert. Biology human. Protocol kill all plants. Suspended. Present your Rizzo identification credentials or prepare to be downsized. Attempting to disengage security protocols without proper authorization is a fireable offense. Priming weapons.
Bunker assessment. Overdue for cleaning. Initiating emergency deep clean protocol authorization code Apastron 5.
Checking internal calendar. Last cleaning occurred 3,654 days ago. Emergency cleaning protocol accepted.
SAM units are not board certified to sanitize wounds and or perform medical operations. If this is an emergency, please send a distress signal on the Zeta band.
Be advised, Mantisaur threat level is petrifying purple berry. Please use caution. Mantisaur wounds are not covered under Rizzo's health policy. Have a productive day.
traps everywhere.
Resistant to cleaning efforts. Sentry control activated. Scoured with prejudice. Has been sanitized. It's in the bag. The trash bag. middle name. Plasma cannot sanitize that contaminant.
That's the last of them. Soon to be backless. I usually just kick them down. That's how it's done, Captain.
Body. Job assessment. It's a mess.
This is what you get when a corporation takes a dump and walks off without cleaning it up.
Sanitization incoming. navigator! Frickin' fan coming up.
I am a...
You make it dirty, fan cleans it up. Industrial stain!
Sam, I've got a question. Do you use alcohol as a cleaning? I've heard some folk do that.
Alcohol-based cleaners can compare to Sam's and Ray Acid Spray Premium Nozzle Attachment. Installation available for as low as 9 payments of
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs. Our fuel cells are now primed with Alta Vitae gas. As the organics say, let us hope we do not explode in transit to the groundbreaker. Destination reached. The groundbreaker.
Hey, be careful with those crates.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch?
That gas is going to make us a fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it, at 1,000,000 bits a pop. Take this, you've earned it. When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet to shit in. You're goddamn right. Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor. No one you saw, anyway. Glad to see you're looking out for yourself. I hope you kept the Unreliable's engines warm, because I got another job lined up for my new favorite contractor. You're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 1084, to be exact. I want it. Cobwebs and all. Interested?
Looking to expand, huh? Fallbrook ain't big enough for you?
This opportunity won't come around again, Captain. Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if you're curious why. While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna swoop in and plant Sublight's flag. Perfectly legit, perfectly legal. Not this time. The board tolerates our business up to a point, and selling off a station full of their old gear and terminals crosses that point. But if we were to move in and commandeer the station as a Sublight salvage remote office, here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you can plant my flag. And one last thing. When you get there, make sure you aren't followed. Both. Neither. Right now, it's safer if I keep you in the dark. I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in, but right now, I'm not sure who I can trust. Just be careful. Someone might try and use you to get to me.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge? Welcome back, Captain. Forgive me, Captain. I would rather not discuss Alex Hawthorne today. Was there another time? Captain Hawthorne attached 98.4% of the ship's processes to my computer. I have been programmed to deftly calculate navigation vectors through asteroid fields while also operating our ship's toasters. Alex also taught me the concept of a personality. There is no need to be rude, Captain. I am still growing. The information in my memory banks says I am an autonomous digital astrogator, created by, redacted, on the date of, redacted, for the express purpose of, redacted. I have not yet decided if I should attempt to uncover the missing information regarding. I asked once. Alex did not build me, and would not say who did.
Oh boy, look at you. What a mess. You never had no one to take care of you, huh? Don't fret. I'll be your minder now. Oh, Captain! Just doing some routine maintenance on our automech, friend. Don't mind me. Hey, Captain. I got a thing I want to ask you. I was thinking about what you said afore. After we went to the Lost Hope on the ground, I think I'm ready to stop fretting and fussing and ask Junlei to go steady, straight. And I'm thinking of doing it here. I was kind of hoping you'd offer. The thing is, I can't ask her over like this. I smell like sweat most days, and, well, don't look too close at my fingernails. Oh, that nice older lady in the rest and go, Miss Gladys? She seemed to know lots of things. I mean, only if you're not busy. Or when you're heading through Groundbreaker for something else. Anyhow, next time we dock in Groundbreaker, let me know. Because I want to come with. So? Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near... I'm not exactly a model employee. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow, and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower. About a year. I tried to do more of the work, so he... Dad never said that he loved me, you know? Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long.
Dust accumulation analysis. 2.5 years. Thank you, customer. Sam, we guarantee it's the only sanitation and maintenance unit you'll ever need.
Bien.
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in. Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was gonna spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker too. Never.
Time to take out the trash. Phil.
I am. Everyone all right?
Substance is resistant to cleaning efforts. There you go, that's
Nothing like a good tussle.
디귿끝. 무섭네요.
neutralize, and sanitize.
Can't get past that folks.
Activated. Plastics cannot sanitize that contaminant. Substance is resistant to cleaning efforts. Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
wraps. Let's clear this sulfur-sodden fucks out so Hayes can rest in peace.
Rams on the job. Pollutant purified.
I am a storm! Hayes was the best self-sacrificing son of a saint I ever met. Halcyon is worse off without him. Now, if we're gonna lure the Manta Queen out, we'll need to find Rebecca and Anders. They took a UDL contract on Terra 2. We never heard from them again. Think it's time I call in a favor with Hiram. If anyone can track them down, it's him. I don't know much about it. It paid well, so they took it. They said they'd be back in a couple of weeks and that maybe we could all use the money to get off Monarch. That was a long time ago. I should have. I really should have. But soon after they left, Hayes and the others died. And to be honest, after him, I stopped trying because it hurt like hell to do so. Thanks. I'm still not convinced I won't come to regret it, but we've started down this path. Now come on, let's make tracks before Hiram dies of old age. What's up? Right. We can take the caverns up, but if you ain't into spelunking, there's a path a little ways north. Big bad's up on that hill. I'm game to hunt them if you are, but it'd be safer to stick to the We've... Incoming!
Reset. Sterling is this unit's middle name. Body bag required. Muting volume. defensive mode.
And here we are. Told you we'd make it in one piece. Station ain't too far now.
Hey, you! Get over here! There are marauders up ahead!
I wonder if Hiram's home. Oh no. How the hell did marauders navigate the caverns?
This station's under the protection of the corporate compliance crew. You a marauder? 'Cause me and my sunshine, that's my gun if you were wondering, we don't take kindly to marauders. A coherent enough response, I reckon. Must be true. You're clear, but I would caution you against pressing on ahead. This station's plumb crawling with marauders, you know. I take it you ain't met the other C3s. Me and Sunshine are doing exactly what we've been tasked with. You want more details? You ought to talk to my crew. They're guarding a small barracks to the southeast, by the edge of the mountain. See that path that runs underneath that giant archway? Follow it on down. There's a little station near the cliff. You'll find the rest of my crew there. There is nothing I'd enjoy more, but the C3s play it by the book. Usually. Go petition the boss man. Maybe you can convince him to alter my duties.
How'd you get up here? Through the caves? Good answer. I wasn't looking forward to gut-shotting you. See, the thing is, I'm with the corporate compliance crew. C3, if you will. We're mercs, and our current contract mandates that we annihilate any creatures or persons that emerge from the tunnel.
Allow me to intervene. It's my job to mediate any conflicts of interest regarding C3 and third parties. All right, first things first. To make a decision in this dispute, I'm gonna need to know what your role in your organization. Jobless? What? Why? What are your intentions regarding Devil's Peak Station? Our guidelines allow us some leeway in identifying threats to our client. However, The terms of our contract specifically targets marauders, iconoclasts, MSI operatives, and anyone deemed to hobo-like in appearance. As you don't appear to fit any of those categories, I'm afraid I can't quite make a call on you.
Don't we, as a standing policy, provide an alternative to termination via financial restitution? Addie, our chief financial officer, could confirm, but I'm betting if you're willing to compensate us for our lost time and productivity due to this arbitration, you could pass. I guess we might could. There's something I like about you. Can't put my finger on it, but I feel like I'd rather have you with us than against us. All right. Lance, unless you have a final point of contention to make, I'd say she's clear to go.
Nah, I'll sign the clearance form. Just, I must advise you to steer clear of Devil's Peak Station.
Anything else you need? Trying to say we didn't do our job? I'll have you know, our contract was to stop any marauders coming from the caves. We'll simply clear them out later. Trying to say we didn't do our job? We'll simply... That's right. Berthold Fox is our boss man. Founder, president, and CEO. Bertie went down into the caves on a hunt for marauders, give or take, 6 hours ago. He's a hands-on type. Although, he should have been back. Going on 6 hours now. I'd ask you to check the caves for him, but then we'd have to kill you when you crawl back out. Space, no. The contract doesn't target C3s. How do we enforce it otherwise?
A mite cold-blooded, ain't she, Donald?
Done. Use this. Signal's locked to Birdie's tracker. Should lead you right to him. Or his body. Whatever you find. Bring him back to us, okay? The guy calls himself the information broker.
Don, I don't care if the guy's name is the architect himself so long as we get paid well and paid on time.
No dispute here.
Watch where you're stepping, stranger. You lose a leg, I gotta file the incident. Report.
Little help here so we both don't die?
Stanley is this unit's middle name. sanitation and maintenance job fulfilled.
That assist was a violation of corporate law if I ever saw one. Since it was to my benefit, and we're largely in lawless lands, I'll look the other way. C3 owes you one, stranger. You haven't seen Constance, have you? Ah, there's her torso. And that'll be her legs over yonder, never mind. I'm Bertold.
What in the void are you thinking, creeping around a mannequin like that?
At the time, I was thinking, please don't see me, oh law, I don't want to die, nah. Killing marauders and hooligans, as I am handsomely paid to do. I owe you a debt for saving my neck, stranger, and I mean to pay it. There's a station up the way. It's where my C3s are posted. We can talk more there where it's safe. I'll be on my way, once I've gathered up Constance's parts. Meet me at the camp, and try not to get shot on approach.
Preparing. Neutralize and sanitize.
I'm on it!
지그스 강력한 항상
They make it look so easy.
Hey, Mannequin Slayer. Glad you made it in one piece. After all, not everyone's so lucky. Meet my corporate compliance crew. Then check out our weapons locker inside. I reckon you'll find something you like. Then we call it even between us. We were hired to do so, why else? Our client's a bit unorthodox, sure. He calls himself the broker, and prefers the glow of a terminal to flesh and blood interaction. But our current gig's to stop, by means of lethal force, any creatures exiting the caverns, including but not limited to marauders, iconoclasts, and agents operating for the MSI. The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient, not to... I lead the C3s. Addie covers our payroll and expenditures. Our system works. You drive a hard bark? It don't make much financial sense for C3 to expend resources on any killing beyond the contract stipulations. As the Marauders didn't enter from the caves, the requirements are murky. At the same time, we do want to keep our client alive, until the payment's cleared. We recommended the client safeguard himself, so I don't expect that the main doors will be accessible. I'd best radio ahead for Joy and Hudson to prep for us. They'll be at the station entrance, ready with our finest auto mechanicals to assist you. C3s, prepare to move out.
든든해 보이는 무기가 많네요.
Reminder, large jobs take Sam longer to clean.
Fox radioed ahead. Said I'm to follow you. Provide whatever support you need. If those bastards start shooting, we'll join in. I gotta warn you, my girl Sunshine here is a tad trigger-happy. Of course, me and her will follow your lead. Just wanted you to know we wouldn't begrudge you of any violent inclinations. Ain't it the same, really? I'd say me and my piece meet each other halfway on the issue. We can tell friend from foe, mind you, but it's... Whatever you need. Just don't take too long.
Entering quiet mode.
Here we go. Pack that armor.
Stay down.
Security threat eliminated.
Waste of company ammo. And stay down, miscreant.
One order of frickin' fan coming up.
Resetting threat level.
Waste of company ammo.
Waste of company.
No prisoners!
Roxen neutralized. This area has been sanitized.
Hiram must have sealed the door. He spooks easy.
You may not realize this, being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already.
Can't? We'll see about that.
Dragon is clean, mean, and ready to kill germs. Mega bounty.
Everyone all right? Here's the elevator, but it ain't gonna budge while this place is on lockdown. Guess we keep moving forward, for another way up.
out there? Whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Base to intercom. I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, she hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast. I see why Nyoka tolerates you. Fine, I'll do the talking. By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, I run this station. The Marauders may have other plans, and since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you. As my newest contractor, you may call me the Broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the Broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you. Oh, now they'll take action. It's about time, I tell you. I'm up to my neck in Marauders in here, which, by the by, they were supposed to prevent. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again. Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently. Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, I trade in secrets, valuable ones for my vocation.
Nicely done.
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready. C3's entering through the main doors as we speak.
Light them on fire, ladies and gents!
Company ammo.
What?
Put him down!
Oh, waste of company ammo.
I thought I saw something.
Waste of company ammo.
Volume now.
Right, dissident. Prisoner!
waste of company ammo.
Weak! So weak! Ah, so much blood!
To be feckless.
That's the last of them, I think.
Marauder free at last! I'll get the door. You hurry on it.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. And you got me my money's worth out of the C3s. I ought to have simply dealt with you in the first place. Yes, I believe I do. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here? If you insist. As I was telling you before, I am the premier broker for all of Monarch. Phineas must have sent you. He's the only one insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
SAM units never need longer than necessary to complete the job. Quick, quiet, and efficient, SAM sees it done.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. It might take me a while this time. I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. The bandwidth! There's too much blasted background noise. Nothing gets through but their local broadcasts. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood. No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Graham and Sanjar to stop transmitting on their end. Amber Heights is one of the only surviving settlements outside of Stellar Bay. Graham Bryant and the Iconoclasts there got their hands on a working relay station. Now they're ceaselessly transmitting philosophist ramblings on my airwaves. Graham and his Iconoclasts believe anarchy is the way of life. Sanjar opposes it, as he's taking strides to corporatize Stellar Bay. You do that, I'll be here, waiting on the receiving end. Luck be with you. I have a feeling you'll be needing a pinch of it, plus a vat of patience. Is that a trick question? Because, of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcasts. Ask me what you will. There are so many members. If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. Exactly. But you didn't hear so much as a whisper of such from me. Luckily for you, I am a... Not much, admittedly. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a raptidon of another color. I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either. Phineas, not juicy enough for you? How about this, then? There is a sharper... I am not... What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one... They are a curious lot. Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights. I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night. Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago. You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. Precisely. Without me, they never would have done more than play Revolution in hushed whispers over scuzzy kale ales in the tavern. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time. Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray. Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
important to you is not the same as important to me. Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra too.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck. Nyoka, pick me up some Stimulotion and a bottle of purple berry wine when you're next in Stellar Bay. It's the strange... Why, pray tell, are you standing here then? Don't bother explaining how my business will suffer if you don't shut the broadcast down.
This merits an apology, Captain. It was my...
Yes, but you put up with me because I'm a veritable genius. Here, take this if it will incentivize you to work faster. Be a dog.
I bet you'll like Rebecca. What's up? I took a job once to clear out a rat nest. Partner, bit on the shorter side. Had a penchant for cards. He had a flowery presence to him. A pleasantness that didn't invade your space. He was just there and you were glad for it. When we set out to hunt down the Raptidons, I found out firsthand where his nickname came from. Dirty Don killed those Raptidons with his bare hands. His bare fucking hands, Captain. He was a whirlwind of grotesque primal fury. In the end, he stood drenched in blood over the entrails of a dozen raps. Yeah, I never seen anything like it. Day came when he tried to take on a mana queen. Got himself eaten one limb at a time. Wonder if he tasted like soap. Oh well, live and learn. No matter how tough you are, if you're gonna fight something bigger than you, bring a firearm.
Welcome aboard, Captain. We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Impressive as always. We can handle this. Here we go.
Hey, take a gander. The door's busted. Rebecca? Anders? You in there? Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it. Oh no. What did you do?
This is an unfortunate sight indeed. My condolences.
They were... That bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Try to leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister. At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick. No, we need a plan. You may be a capable sort, but so are my friends. I ain't making that mistake twice. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
What you reading, Max?
If I tell you, will you leave me alone?
Probably not. What is it with you and books, anyway?
Some of us like to improve ourselves, Dr. Fenhill.
No, I mean keeping those paper books. You got the data pad. Why waste the cargo space? You one of those people who wears reading glasses to look smart?
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Recycle that to industrial Spain.
Covering you!
Hello there. A word, if I may be so bold? Well, now, wait a minute. I still hear those sores crying across the way. How is it you're here and they're still alive? Mantisaurs. They're all over these parts. I thought I was fleeing to safety, but here I am, and here the bridge ain't. I don't suppose you'd mind stopping a minute and helping me out? Those beasts don't seem to want to leave. I'm of the mind they need forceful convincing. I still hear those beasts out there. Well, I believe I'll just wait.
And ready to kill germs. Would you like this unit to tidy up?
We ought to be quick about this.
Entering quiet mode. Mega messy.
Stay back. I may be wounded, but I'm still armed. How'd you get past my traps anyway? Hiding from the marauders that hit us, obviously. Now your turn. That feels a mite better. Wish I had something to give you, but I gnawed through my last Spratwurst an hour ago. Nice to know she cares. Catherine had us making drops for some big-shot client out here. And before you ask, I don't know who they are. Or were. The whole point of making drops in the middle of nowhere was to keep their identity and whereabouts a secret. The Marauders knew we were coming. Rigged the bridge with explosives and everything. If they found us, my guess is they found the client too. Cave like this makes a handy place to store goods or hide out for a spell. And the traps usually keep gawkers out. Last I saw, they were heading back up the hill. You'll see it on the right when you get out of here. If you got the sand to go after him, I'm sure Catherine can reward you for your trouble. Me? I'm headed back to Fallbrook, just as soon as I've caught my breath.
Great work.
Please, you don't have to do this. Just let us down from here. The humidity is really uncomfortable. Look! I didn't mean what I said about your outfit. It's very fashionable, I swear.
Theft detected. Force detected.
You're gonna suffer!
Sanitization incoming.
Please pick up all skilled crew members.
Resuming passive mode. unit's middle name.
Damn, got some nimble fingers, Captain.
Initiating self-cleaning cycle.
밥 먹고 할게요.